Sup guys, so I'm Zach, and I'm posting another video that is LGBTQ related. And so this is something that I wrote probably about a year ago, and it's basically a letter to society. So I hope you enjoy it. You ask why? Look in the mirror. Life's tough. I know it is. I've been there. Probably worse than you have. After 9/11, I thought it was going to be hell trying to get through the rest of school and even throughout the rest of my life without being taunted and hated because I was a Muslim. Thankfully, that was not the case. But then something else happened. I came to realize that I wasn't like everyone else. I was attracted to the same sex. I didn't really know how to deal with it. Was this really happening? Did I really have a crush on a girl? As a matter of fact, yes. Yes, I did. So I told my friend, one of my best friends who knows me better than anyone else. She didn't find it strange at all and accepted me for who I was right away. If it hadn't been for this first reaction, I would have doubted my feelings, and I would have doubted myself and become very confused. Months passed. I came out to more people, some taking it better than others. But the one reaction I feared most was the one of my parents. Their hatred for gay people was unbelievable. The homophobia was out of this world. I didn't know I could do it, so I decided to wait until I was older, much older. At least that was my plan. Then along came December 18th, 2010. It was winter holidays, a good time for all. They had suspicions and asked me if I was attracted to girls. I told them no, but I couldn't do it. So the next day, on December 19th, I told them the truth. I told them as it was, which was happy news. Not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing that I am this way. But they took it quite differently than I expected. Horribly, in fact. Their words were stabbing wounds into my heart. 2 against 1. It wasn't fair. Flashback to October 2010. One of my friends tells me about the It Gets Better project. I fall in love with it right away. How can someone be so brilliant? Dan Savage created it in the same month because of the recent suicides of gay bullying. That's when I thought, suicides? Why are people killing themselves because of who they are? I couldn't believe what bullying had done to them. What people had said, what people had done to cause someone to kill themselves. It didn't sink in. It couldn't. It was unfathomable. At around the same time, things happened at school. Things I never expected to happen. A gay student at my school bullying me for being gay. How the hell did that work? I had no idea, and I still don't. He spread it around the school. People talked, whispered around the halls, in texts. I know they did. But why? I don't know. I heard things about me I wish I hadn't, but it at least wasn't as severe as many students have had to encounter. Eventually, it faded away. I constantly visited, and still do, the It Gets Better YouTube channel. I watched many of its videos. They are all so inspiring and motivational. I mean, how often is it that people actually come up to you and tell you that even though you're gay or bisexual or transgender or queer of any sort, that life is going to get better? To tough it out during those high school years, to ignore the people who insult you, to love yourself for who you are, that no matter what people say, there is nothing wrong with you. It's something that you can't explain. The feeling is more than just security inside of you. It's hope. No, more than that. It's the hole inside of you being filled up. Now, if you really think about it, it's horrible that the project actually had to be started. I mean, how on earth can people be so cruel that they actually tease and insult a person because of who they are or who they love? It just doesn't make sense. Really, you don't see LGBTQ people walking around the hallways, throwing insult to the guy flirting with a girl. On the street, you don't see gay people yelling at a girl and a guy holding hands to stop being so straight. And you definitely don't hear people saying, wow, that's so straight, as an insult. So why is it hard for us to live our lives? Because of society. Well, most of it. It's not wrong to be lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or queer at all. It's just that so many people tell us that we're freaks, that we're not normal, whatever normal may be, and that God hates us, and that we'll be damned to hell. But really, who is it for them to say what's normal, what God wants? Because really, they don't know. They're here on this earth, just like the rest of us. But really, we have it lucky here in Canada. Gay marriage is allowed. Changing your gender is allowed. You're not allowed to be discriminated because of your sexual orientation. And most importantly, you're allowed to be gay. It's quite sad how many countries don't have these laws, and that you can be sentenced to the death penalty if they do find out that you have been involved in sexual activity with a person of the same sex. Presently in Uganda, there is a genocide occurring where gay people are being killed constantly. Today, in this time era, these things are still happening. And if you look at it, bullies are the equivalent to these government leaders and officials. They are all killing people, whether it's purposely or not. When thoughts like these pour into my mind, it's things like the It Gets Better project that reminds me that it doesn't have to be this way. It really doesn't. If you ignore people who are bothering you because of your sexuality, or tell someone what's going on, then it can be okay. And once high school is over, it can get better. It does get better. Of course, I can't say that yet, because I'm still in high school. But Dan Savage can, Ellen DeGeneres can, Adam Lambert can, Rick Mercer can, Tegan and Sarah can, Wanda Sykes can, Julianne Peters can, Nancy Garden can, even Harvey Milk can. People can tell us that we're weird, that we're freaks, that we're abnormal, that we'll never make it in life. But you know what? Forget them. Forget all the haters. Because really, why should they matter? You know that they're wrong. You know that you're a beautiful person, and that many people care about you and love you for who you are. I've learned that the hard way. Even I know my parents will probably never accept me for who I am. I have people right now who do. And they're the ones that matter. So if you have something to say about me or the rest of my community, go ahead. Because really, there's nothing wrong with us. You're just like me, and I'm just like you. We're all human. No one is more superior than anyone else. So even though I went through a horrible coming out experience with my parents, and I know that some people just won't accept me because of my sexual orientation, I know that there are others who love me for who I am, and I am not alone, and that many other members of the LGBTQ community have it a lot worse than me, unfortunately, and hopefully one day that will not be the case. As long as I am proud of who I am and love myself, then no one can take that away from me. For all those people out there who are struggling with who they are and how they are being treated, don't worry. Help will come. You will soon find that it doesn't matter what everyone else thinks. The ones who put you down or hate you because of who you are will learn. Don't worry about them. Put yourself first. Love who you want to love. Be who you want to be. The rest will all fall into place. Thanks to all the people who have given us hope. There's too many to name you all. You're such an inspiration to us and make life so much easier. You have no idea how much it means to me and everyone else who needs it. There's hope for a better future for everyone. There's hope for a better life for everyone. If you believe it, then it will happen. It gets better.